Hello, welcome to Neural Shift Subliminals. Today, on our live, we will be profiling author and poet Lisa Marie Lovett. Come on in and join us today on this live. It's actually the first live. This is the first live on this channel. If you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. But this is a fairly new channel and it's a subliminal channel. So what I do is I post just kind of motivational things, just to lift your energy, your spirit. There's a lot going on, and a lot of people are in need of an energetic shift. So I post content centered around just motivational things. I believe that thoughts become things. So I will make I create shorts mostly on this channel thus far. I create shorts with motivational messaging, things that will help you get through your day because it's a lot. Life be life, and it does. It does. So when I come across like inspirational messaging, uh, I may see it someplace or it just may come to me. I'll create a short and kind of put that out there. So, with that being said, within this space, this subliminal space, this energetic space, I came to learn of an author, a beautiful woman by the name of Lisa Marie Lovett. So, she has a book, as you can see on the screen. This is a picture of Lisa Marie Lovett. She has a book and it's titled Let Me Write This Gently, My Baby. So I want to read some parts of her book because I feel like it's so far I've gotten through a good bit of it, but as I was reading it, I'm like, I want to share this with the world and do a live reading so other people can partake in these beautiful words that she's written. So before we get started in this book, I am going to read this bio that she has. So I'm on her website. Uh, so you can find her. So I went to her Instagram page, Lisa Marie Lovett. So from there, there's a link that will take you to her website, and this is kind of where I landed. So it says Lisa Marie is a spoken word poet, speaker, and author whose voice carries the warmth of home. As the founder of Seasoned Dialogue, Lisa Marie has built a platform devoted to healing, self worth, and beauty of mending what life has tried to break. Known for her Southern soulful cadence and hug like delivery, her work explores love, grief, faith, boundaries, womanhood, and restoration, often using metaphors of gardens, seasoning, and everyday life to make deep truths feel both sacred and accessible. Through shows, podcasts, books, collaborations, Lisa Marie has cultivated a global community that comes to be seen, heard, and seasoned with hope. Her poetry experiences are intentionally crafted like a meal, nourishing, interactive, and memorable, inviting audience to learn in, respond, and leave fuller than they arrive. She has collaborated with artists such as Tyrese and AJ McQueen, with notable artists and platforms, including keynote appearances, such submit. Let's see. Whether performing in intimate rooms or large venues, her goal remains the same: to create safe spaces where hearts can exhale and healing can begin. At the core of everything she does is a motherly love for people and a deep belief that wholeness is possible. So, this is Miss Lisa Marie Lovett. So I want to get into her book because she has really beautiful poetry. So as you come on in, please like the video, like, share, and subscribe. Let me see. Speaking of sharing the live, let's see. I'm going to do just that. I am going to share the live with some folks who could use these encouraging words. So I definitely encourage you to purchase the book. Let me see. I'm going to stop sharing this page and share the picture of the book. This is the book. This is the book. Let me write this gently, my baby. So this is the book that I will be reading from. And when I purchased it, she wrote me a lovely note in the book. Says, Lashik, thank you for your support. I pray this book sees you and inspires you. So again, thank you for joining. Welcome to my channel, Neural Shift Subliminals. My name is Chic, and yeah, we're going to get into this book, and yeah, just see how far we'll get in it. So she has it's several, like she has several different poems and prayers within the book. So it can just basically can get you through any types of times. She says, and I'll read this part because I think I really like this part, her dedication page for this book. She says, I dedicate this book to my parents, to my mother who refused to let time sit idle. She believed a still mind was an opportunity, a space where something meaningful could grow. So when boredom crept in, she handed me books, college books, thick with unfamiliar terms, thesaurus heavy with languages, and dictionaries that dared me to look deeper. I didn't get it then. I thought she was being strict, but it was preparation. My mother was teaching me how to sit still with information until it spoke to me. Her shelves were lined with books by Black authors, stories that mirrored our skin, voices that honored our truth, language that were rich, raw, and rooted. I learned that words were tools for resistance, mirrors for reflection, and bridges back to self. To my father, who turned life into a soundtrack, his love for music and the arts became a language we both spoke fluently. He taught me that creativity wasn't something you occasionally tapped into, it was something you constantly lived in. He listened deeply and made sure I did too. Every rhythm had reason, every lyric had layer. For him, I learned to write like a musician, mindful of pauses, intentional with tone, and careful with cadence. He taught me that the way something sounds is just as important as what it is. Art should have movement, memory, and meaning because that is where freedom lives and how we express what we feel. Together, my parents gave me more than books and music. They gave me the foundation. They gave accountability, imagination, discipline, and permission to dream. This book reflects what they poured into me, encouragement that turned into purpose, and for that, I am forever grateful. So this book, that was her dedication to her mother and father who instilled the values that she lives by today. So let's get into it. Please join, like the video. The first, let's see. The first prayer, I'll start with in her book. It's titled, Pray About It, My Baby. This chapter is a collection of prayers for those moments when it's hard to find the right words, but your heart still needs to talk to God. It's for the in-between seasons when answers don't come right away, but peace reminds you to slow down and trust God's timing. These prayers speak over friendships, letting go of what no longer serves you, and remembering that God's provision is about rest just as much as it is about resources. It's a reminder to tie up loose ends, protect your boundaries, and move forward with courage, staying in step with Him. More than the bargain. Today, I pray you get more than you bargained for, that blessings fall in excess, like an unexpected refund from a back old promise that came to fruition in the least expected timeline. I pray that when it hits your lifeline, you pause and praise God like the delay never discouraged you, like the wait was always worth it, like heaven kept the receipt and paid it back with interest. Baby, you were paid in forward. I pray you praise God like the weight just lifted, like the levee flooded your land with bountiful blessings in hand, like favor chose your address and made a soft, steady land. I pray you are forever grateful that you never doubt the timing of God's will, that you sit still and do by his will, even when the will doesn't seem to align with what you will, because sometimes the stretch is the blessing. Sometimes the pause is on purpose. Sometimes the silence is sacred. And sometimes the thing you thought was punishment was really God protecting your name from rooms you didn't know would mishandle it. I pray you recognize delay is not denial, that the waiting room is not the trial, but the room of purpose that causes you to look forward, even when things are presented to move you backwards. Your blessings are your passwords to enter into spaces not built by man's hand, but carved by God's plan. Doors that don't open for clout, but for called access that isn't earned, it's revealed, and favor that doesn't knock, it floods and seals. I pray you walk through those doors like you know who sent you, like your presence was prophesied and your steps were scheduled, like heaven whispered your name to the atmosphere and told every delay, move, they're here. I pray you don't cower when the stage gets bigger, that you don't question the blessings just because it came quicker, that you stop rehearsing pain when the joy is the current script, that you finally breathe deep, knowing your breakthrough didn't skip. It was just on divine delay, marinating in mercy, rising in grace. I pray you stop apologizing for the favor on your face, that you own every yes with a healed posture, that you leave no room for an imposer, or that you leave no room for an imposter, that you silence every I'm not ready with God says I am, that you quit questioning the oil just because others don't understand. That's my prayer for you. More than you bargained for, but exactly what God knew. More than enough, more than abundant, more than what you thought you deserved to receive, with no reluctance, because God's blessings don't come with a pause. Sometimes God doesn't send an answer. He sends a knowing and a peace that doesn't make sense, but still sits you down. Very powerful. God sent, heart kept. Today, I pray for friendships, for those that evolve naturally and become long term connections that bridge the gap between fear and hesitation. I pray that everyone experiences the kind of friendship that provides peace without performance, truth without tension, and presence without pressure. I pray for the ones who lean in when you go still, who understand that sacred love doesn't always come with sound. The ones who understand your healing through what you don't say, who feel the pain in your exhale, and check on the corners of your being you thought nobody noticed. I pray for the kind of friend who don't compete, don't copy, don't carry envy in their chests when you rise. The ones who clap in private, pray for you in secret, and pull you closer when you start to drift. The ones who notice your low days and don't switch up. They step in not to fix you, but to feel with you. Let's have friends who get it, not just ones who want to be around, but ones who feel right when they are. Friends who don't make you feel small, dim, overthink, or decode. The kind that holds space without needing a disclaimer, where your name isn't tossed around and your soul doesn't get mishandled like it's fragile luggage. May we all be blessed with friendships that mirror healing. The kind that reminds you you were never too much. You were just waiting on people who had the capacity. Some friendships are assignments. God placed, timed, and sacred. They hear your sighs like prayers and hold space like a sanctuary. It's you don't have to show up perfect, just present. It's I'll walk you through the fire without letting you burn out. So today I pray for friends who bring more than vibes, who bring vision, who help sweep up when life shatters. The kind who hold your name in grace when grief tries to distort it. The ones who see your fall and still choose to stand with you. Let us all find the kind of friends let us all find the kind of friendship that doesn't require a filter, a font, or a fight to feel seen. Because where God sends real friendship, you feel it in your nervous system. Your shoulders soften and your heart unclenches. Your soul says, finally. And if you've gotten even one of those, don't take them for granted. Water them, honor them, and above all, be one. Use me, not why me. Today, I pray you know that you are loved for every inch of you that was created, to every beautiful thing that you're made of. I pray that God's love extends from your heart's source to your life source, being a constant planner in the fields of others as God has done for you endless times. I pray you walk in purpose, one where intentionally meets integrity, one with intentionality meets with integrity. And once united, you utilize every gift, every lesson, every scar as a compass pointing to the light you carry. I pray you no longer become small to make others comfortable, but rise in the fullness of who God has shaped you to be, a force, a reflection, a vessel of divine mercy. I pray you unlearn the lie that love must be earned and instead nest in the truth that you've always been worthy. Your voice holds power even when it trembles, even when it's quieter, even when you feel unseen. May you see yourself through heaven's lens, fearfully, wonderfully, not a mistake, not a maybe, but a masterpiece in motion. I pray that the pain you've carried becomes the praise you give, that you bloom from the broken places, and every why me becomes use me. Because God doesn't waste anything, not the tears, not the silence, not even the waiting. I pray that your boundaries be fences of peace, not walls of fear, that you love without losing yourself and give without going empty. And when the world tries to mute your joy, may you remember you were never meant to silence your worth. You hold the announcement of answered prayers, the living proof that grace still breathes. So today I pray you know you are loved not just by the world, but by the one who made it. You've been prayed for, my baby. On days when I was at a loss of words, I would sit quietly and pray, and somehow that was sufficient. The peace was transformed into sanctuary. The stillness gave way to dialogue, and I was reminded in that moment that God didn't dot that and I was reminded in that moment that God didn't need extravagant language to find me. The prayer isn't always fix it. Sometimes it's just be with me in it. And my baby, God has over and over, even when you stopped asking. The season of completion. Today, I pray you gather all those loose ends, the fragments left undone, the dreams left untouched, and the promises made to yourself that you've been too weary to keep. May this be the season where incomplete tasks find their completion and where the gaps in your life are mended and purpose and extension with the purpose and intention. I pray restoration finds you in every place where you felt depleted, every space where you've been stretched too thin. May what was broken be healed, what was lost be returned, and what seemed impossible become the very thing that grounds you in faith. I pray for a restoration so whole it feels like breathing for the first time after holding it all in for too long. Today, I pray you embrace the courage to close chapters that no longer serve you, to finish what you've started, and to honor the work that has yet to be done. May you walk into this day with a renewed spirit, knowing that completion is not just about tasks, it's about alignment, balance, and the peace that comes when every piece of your journey fits together just as it should. I pray that the weight of procrastination is lifted from your shoulders, that clarity replaces hesitation, and that momentum meets you with every step you take. May you feel lighter, stronger, and more ready than ever to move forward, unburdened and unstoppable. Today, I pray you finish strong, knowing that every end is the gateway to a brand new beginning, and that beginning starts with you. Mirrors, not enemies. I pray you recognize that the ones who challenge you are not your enemies, but your mirrors reflecting the work you've yet to do. Their love isn't about breaking you, it's about breaking through the walls you've built to protect the version of yourself you've outgrown. I pray you lean into the discomfort of their truth, knowing that it's only through confrontation with yourself that transformation begins. People don't seek to control you, they seek to free you from the chains of denial and complacency. And I pray above all that you see their presence as the evidence of love that stays, even when it's not easy, even when it asks for more of you. May you come to understand that growth isn't found in comfort, but in the friction of change and the willingness to surrender who you were for the sake of who you're becoming. I pray you find the courage to hold space for these moments, to sit with the rawness of their intentions, and to trust that their challenges are rooted in love that believes in your evolution. I pray you no longer mistake accountability for attack or vulnerability for weakness. May you welcome the voices that call you higher, even when they echo the truths you tried to silence. May you find gratitude for the ones who love you enough to see your blind spots and help you face them without shame. And in the process, may you learn that those who challenge you are not trying to tear you apart. They are guiding you back to yourself, layer by layer, until you stand whole and unshakable in your purpose. Grief is not the end. Today, I pray for those who are experiencing loss beyond what the soul was ever meant to carry. Loss so deep, it seals the light from your days and leaves a shadow over your nights. I pray for those who feel as though the world is moving on while they remain frozen, held captive by the ache of what was and the void of what will never be. I pray for your heart that it feels a glimmer of grace when it seems broken beyond repair. I pray for the weight you carry that it is lifted piece by piece, moment by moment, as love and healing find their way back to you. I pray for the memories that make you smile, even as they bring tears, and for the courage to hold on to them without letting them hold you back. May the presence of peace wrap around you like a warm blanket on the coldest days. Remind you that even in your grief, you are not forgotten. Today, I pray for the moments when you feel too weak to continue, that strength lifts you. I pray for the times when your tears fall uncontrollably and that they become a sacred cleansing of your pain. I pray for the days when hope feels like a foreign concept, that you are reminded in some small, quiet way that even in the darkness, light still exists. Above all, I pray that you grant yourself the space to grieve, the grace to heal, and the belief that in time you will find your way through. Loss may feel like an ending, but I pray you come to see it as a sacred passage to a deeper understanding of love, resilience, and the beauty that can be born from brokenness. Today, I pray you know that you are seen, held, and loved even in your hardest moments. Today, I'm praying for you. Sometimes the most spiritual thing you can do is rest, my baby. The importance of rest. Sometimes grace shows up looking like a closed door and a silent no. loved into assignment. I pray you stop pushing away the ones who dare to love you honestly, the ones who hold up the mirror you've been avoiding. I pray you learn to sit with the truths they bring, even when it stings, instead of surrounding yourself with the comfort of enablers who let you hide in a fantasy you've created. The people who you love, the ones who truly love you, are often the most brutally real, not to hurt you, but to help you become the version of yourself you're too afraid to face. And maybe that's why their words feel heavy, their presence unsettling, because you know they see past the mask, past the performance, and to the rawness of who you are. They see the parts of you still healing, still hiding, and they love you anyway. I pray you stop running from their wisdom, stop mistaking their honesty for judgment. It's not cruelty, it's care. I pray you let their truth be the foundation on which you build, not the wrecking ball you fear it to be. And in that, may you find not only their love, but the courage to love yourself as deeply, as honestly as they do. I pray that when God speaks, you don't just hear, that you listen, that the words find room in the portals of your heart and plant seeds too sacred to ignore. I pray that when the signs light up your path, you don't dim them with doubt or delay. We are so quick to question spiritual signs, yet place faith in the things made by hands. The car that carries us forward, the chair that cradles our weight. It's funny how we trust what we know is flawed, what has failed us before, but hesitate with what is eternal, what calls us in ways to engine or in no way, what calls us in ways no engine or wood could ever replicate. I get it. Trusting what you cannot see feels like leaning into an unknown abyss, like stepping out onto a bridge you didn't build, like surrendering control to something that doesn't come with instructions. But isn't that the lesson to learn anyway? To step forward without the map, to believe that the divine architect doesn't make mistakes, even when you feel lost on the blueprint. I pray you honor that voice inside, the one that doesn't shout but speaks in soft and subtle shifts. I pray you remember that unseen has held you longer than anything your eyes have known. So when the next sign appears, don't overthink, don't second guess. Take heed, take faith, take action, and trust not in what you can see, but in the one who's always seen you. Powerful. Let me read that last statement. And trust not in what you can see, but in the one who's always seen you. Ordered steps and open doors. Today, I pray you peel back the weight of every I can't and strip away the chains of I'm not enough. I pray you find yourself standing on the edge of possibility where the impossible is simply the untried and courage whispers louder than your doubts. I pray you let clarity flood your mind like sunlight breaking through a dense fog, illuminating the path you didn't think was there. May your spirit find strength where it was once faltered, and your faith become so fierce it drowns out the echoes and hesitation. I pray you see yourself as you were always meant to, not through the lens of your mistakes, but through the eyes of the divine love, a masterpiece unfinished yet already whole. Let go of the burdens you've carried too long and step boldly into the fullness of your becoming. I pray that doors you thought were sealed creak open, slowly at first, then swing wide in your favor. That opportunities find you like rivers flowing to the sea, and you are surrounded and held by people and the moments that pour into you. They remind you of your worth, your light, your undeniable power. I pray you refuse to settle, that you stop building homes in spaces meant for passing through, that you demand joy, seek abundance, and welcome peace as your bright birthright. Today, I pray you dream big, not the dreams boxed in by practicality, but the dreams that feel like wings, pulling you higher daring you to soar. I pray you trust boldly, even when the world tells you to hesitate. That you move through your fears, not only from them, knowing the divine has ordered your steps. I may you feel the presence of something greater, holding you steady, cheering you on, filling you with hope so unshakable it turns obstacles into stepping stones. Let today be the day you stop surviving and begin living fully, audaciously and unapologetically. Embrace every blessing, every lesson, every crack in your foundation as proof of how far you've come and how much higher you'll rise. So, thank you for joining me in this live read of the book, Let Me Write This Gently, My Baby Poems, Prayers, and Stories by Lisa Marie Lovett. I encourage you to go out and purchase the book. You can find the book on her website. You can visit her on Instagram at Lisa Marie Lovett. And there is a link that will take you to her website where you can purchase the book and learn more about what she does. Again, she's a writer, a musician. She's a musician, writer, author, poet. Like she does a lot of things. She does a lot of things. Have a lot of beautiful words written in this book. So stay tuned, like the video, like, share, subscribe. I will be back to continue on in this book to read more of her poems. And yeah, I will catch you all on the next live broadcast. Make it a wonderful, beautiful day. Peace.